such a pleasure to come home because I have a very special love for this city.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Alright.
Look at you, you found the No Time For podcast. Remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at No Time For Pod. In this episode, we talk with our longtime friend, Pete Martin. It's all about life, gaming, and how difficult podcast technology can be. And on with the show.
I think I'm in now.
Yeah, this is the last time. If this doesn't work, I'm done.
Hello?
I can't hear. Oh, yeah. Can everyone hear each other? Pete, you there?
I am Pedro.
I can't hear Pete.
You can't hear Pete?
I can't hear Pete, yeah.
You can hear me?
I can hear you, though.
Do you hear me, old man?
I hear
No,
you, Peter.
Yeah, now I hear you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to share the doc just so we have it online there.
Okay. Did we figure this thing out?
I mean,
Fucking hour later.
guys, I'm ready for some lunch. You guys want to go to lunch now? Kind of getting hungry.
I am getting out. Yeah, I have to cancel. I have to wrap it up in 5.
All right.
I got some Totino's going in the
It
oven.
is just I believe it's recording as we're going, so we'll just start whenever we feel like starting. But
All right.
Because I'm assuming, will you cut this down? You're not just going to release it as is?
no, I won't. I won't do the raw version, the real and raw version.
Okay, good.
Won't go online.
Just in case I go blue or something, and that's not what you're going for.
We do have a mature rating, so it's okay for a little bit of. I don't want to have to cut everything down. So
Am I rating?
someone's got birds in the background.
Wait, we do have a mature rating? I'm allowed to swear?
Yeah, because I didn't feel like taking out all the swears last
I
time.
did. I think I did swear way too much.
Were you talking about
That seemed
Rob?
like a lot of work.
Were you talking about Rob Liefeld?
I was talking about that old island that I
Yeah, I
dreamt
know.
up. Yeah.
Driving around it.
where all the people I hate would go, and I would drive around in an El Camino and mow them down.
Nice. Well, this is definitely making it on.
Perfect.
I didn't say when we were going to start, but we started.
All right, here, let's look at the list.
Do you do intros? What do you guys
Is there anything
do?
we
Do you
wanna
say
add?
this is episode of whatever, of podcast, what's its face, or what's your...
Yeah, I usually do that outside of the actual podcast, so we just usually, when we record, we just restart.
I think
Okay.
I really think we should start with talking about what a joke Brutal 6 was.
We can't start that
Yeah.
high. Like that's the peak. Of
You
the
have to
podcast.
introduce like
You gotta-
the concept of video games, custom characters. Yeah,
You can't just drop into like how bad Brutal.
you
6
got
was.
foreplay. Foreplay.
And terrible design.
I'm done.
Well, okay, so then explain to us how you created such a joke of a wrestler.
Why would you? Why? I didn't come on here for this abuse.
So the burning question is Brutal is Brutal 6 favorite band Hairball?
It's not Hairball. How about that?
Yeah,
It's not Hairball. It's the version where they just play 90s songs.
Yeah, 80s hair metal is also appropriate.
I could.
No. I think they're also in a band where they do 90s covers.
Oh
as
no,
well.
for real?
Yep.
Well, call me
what's-
interested.
What's that name? What's the '90s band name?
Pure Flannel.
Are you making this up? I don't know.
Yes, off the top of my head, I'm making this up. I'm sorry.
Because that Wicked Garden band that opened up was actually pretty solid. That we saw for like 2 stars.
There's so many things in this life I will never forgive you for.
Yep. Go on.
And,
How many
and-
involve Applebee's?
Yeah. There's many Applebee's experiences. But Hairball was pretty much up there. That was.
You were the only one that didn't have a good time, though.
I had a great time. I loved hanging out with you guys. Hairball is fucking terrible.
He just never wants to do it again, ever.
That's unfortunate.
That's on the agenda.
That's on the agenda.
And Brutal Six, if he were a real person, is one of those people who would somehow manage to get up on the stage with Hairball and like be headbanging next to one of the guitarist guys.
Oh yeah, he would be like Courtney Cox in the Springsteen video.
Yeah, but it'd be worse than that. It'd be worse than that. It'd somehow be worse than that.
I don't know what Brutal Six ever did to you besides dominate.
I have hated Brutal Six since.
You guys, we're using up all the Brutal Six time. We gotta like hold it.
we can jump into that softly. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
We only have half an hour. I could do 30 minutes of Brutal Six.
Well, I was thinking yesterday. I'm like, because thinking in anticipation of this, I was like, when did like the customization of gaming characters start? And I think it was like for the first ones I got into were like the '94 NHL Live, NHL Live '94, the hockey,
Really?
and then basketball.
Yeah.
So like the EA Sports games were
Was
the
it
first ones.
PlayStation? Is that the format?
No, those were Sega on the Genesis.
Oh wow, they had you could create characters there.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure anybody that had the EA games, any gaming system, but I'm trying to think if that would have been like the SNES. I never had a Nintendo, so I
never had an SNES.
yeah,
either.
I had the discount Sega Genesis.
No, I had an SNES, and there was no customization that I recall on there. But I didn't play sports games that much, so I don't know if there was.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
sports
was part
games.
of it. It was a sports game thing. So I just remember being in I think it was the NHL Live '94 where you could first do it, and like including like their looks and everything, right? Where they, at least I mean you
You could
yeah, I mean, I don't know, probably 8-bit or 16-bit graphics, but you could still make, change their skin tone. At least for the basketball one, you could change their height, their weight, whatever. So yeah, I just, when you're 15,
I'm trying to think of when the first time I must have done
15,
it. Yeah,
16 years old, that was pretty cool.
pretty amazing.
Yep.
When did it come to Madden? Do you remember? 'Cause I feel like that might be the first time that I did it.
So Madden was I didn't play Madden on the Genesis, so I don't know when it started there.
Uh-huh.
So the first time I played Madden was on
I'm thinking the first time I did it.
yeah, it was on the
Like,
PlayStation. Because I remember sophomore year for sure, somebody had like Madden '96, and so I would go down to like Todd and Sakula's room, and I created like custom guys because I didn't have my own PlayStation, and I would just create a team of like these uber athletes, of course. Amazingly, that team did well. when there's no like cap on how good they could be, so they're all maxed out at like 99s or whatever. 99 ratings overall, but
And you're playing against the computer on easy.
I'd play like Madden level. I had to start off on easy so I could
Well,
get
that's
used to the controls. But when you're running all streaks every play, doesn't really matter.
I remember that Madden game. I think it was you two against me when I did that great circle runaround. When you guys were all chasing.
The play that lived in infamy.
I did
I
a
remember
nice
that play.
loop-de-loo, and you guys all followed me, and I still managed to score a touchdown.
I think because you like in that game when you dove, it's like if you dove, you're on the ground for 5 seconds if you missed. So,
You never jumped at anybody unless you had them.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I still remember that too.
I literally saw a YouTube video of someone like recreating that, like running around in a circle thing. That was like a known thing.
Was
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
I-
just
in that game.
I mean, at the time,
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was just fucking with you guys, and
well,
it
I
works.
assume the impetus for that was Bo Jackson and Tecmo Bowl, right? Because he would just
Oh yeah.
you could just do that with constantly, and
Just
same
run
thing,
people
right?
over.
Guys die, but it's like they're not getting back up at all.
So, and if you just went wide with Bo Jackson, you could just basically run
Yeah.
forever. Like he could catch the edge.
I've seen like
almost
recordings of guys in one play eating up the whole quarter of him running. Bo Jackson, literally the whole quarter, Bo Jackson running and then scoring a touchdown to end the quarter. It was pretty amazing.
That's how Jeremy plays sports games. He just, one play, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what I have no idea about anything in sports. I know there's a nickel package, a dime package. Those are my old go-tos.
What sport is that?
That's just making friends. I don't know what you're talking about. No joking.
Never here. This is a safe place.
My greatest football accomplishment ever was when I lived in Bemidji with Shorts for that year, and him and his friends all complained about the Vikings the previous season, and then we were at his friend, I can't remember his friend's name's house, but it was the first game of the season, and it was as soon as the first kicker hit the ball for the Vikings, and started the first game, I threw my hands up and I said, "Well, there goes the season." And everyone got really mad at me because I was the only non-football guy there. So.
But you would be a true Viking fan if you said, "Well, there's always next year." Right after that,
Gary Anderson's coming back.
Because everybody feels that way
we're just a pure mix of gloom and optimism, and only the gloom is really justified. The optimism just isn't at this point. 43 years of life, and I've never gotten over some of those moments that I've seen or experienced as a Vikings fan, and I don't know that I ever will.
I remember
and there's only been really two.
What was the year of the Gary Anderson kick that didn't make it, and I thought Shorts was going to kill someone. And,
98.
Most likely himself. Yeah.
You didn't talk for like a week.
He just laughs. He just laughs. It's like those wounds went really deep still.
Oh, I know. Anytime I bring that up to Shorts, he goes silent and looks at me with like rage eyes.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it
was perfect.
It did set us up for other heartbreaks though too. Like it kind of level set expectations, and sort of kept us from feeling even worse pain with future heartbreak, like 2009 and 2018. So I mean, there is that where it's like, well, it can't get worse. It might feel just as bad, but it won't be worse. So
how did it feel in person in the playoffs in San Francisco recently?
The wheels came off real early. So it was just like, okay, well, yeah, there we go. That's kind of what we expected.
We're gonna get dominated here.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather have that than have gone down there and then had our heart broken like in the last minute play, something like that. Like, I had time. I could emotionally unwind during the game, so that was nice. I don't know how you felt.
Yeah, we also had a really long.
We did a really long walk home. Yeah,
because there were no cabs coming at that time.
Correct. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know how you felt about that, but yeah, I always thought, well, at least it ends early. At least we knew the outcome early on, and I don't have.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to go and see it all, and I might think twice about doing it again next time.
I just got to remember too, like, you can't attend a Vikings game when they're playing like a defensive powerhouse because it's just not going to go well.
Yeah, those tend to.
Maybe a Saints game because I think the big man above, or whoever's in charge, has given us some latitude since that 2009 game to break the Saints fans' hearts, which is awesome. I appreciate that. It's the little things in life.
They're like one of the top two teams to be predicted
for the
Super Bowl
fourth year in a row. Yep.
Saints. Yeah, it's insanity. They keep getting stomped in the playoffs, but let's keep having their odds be really high. But whatever. Maybe we should do some somewhere here. I'll edit, and then maybe Jeremy can intro you somehow, like how you guys met or something.
Yeah.
We probably should. We should probably introduce.
I mean.
Well, I think you got it. I think you.
I mean, you barely know. You barely
honestly,
know
my earliest memories of Pete are when Bob would come to visit him in elementary school, because Bob was so tall in our elementary school that he actually had to lean down because the ceilings weren't high enough for him. Like, I just remember that image of Bob, and I was like, who the hell is that guy? And then I met Pete, but we never really knew each other. I mean, we knew each other all through elementary school, middle school, high school. Then we went to college, and again, he was just a guy that I knew that I went to high school with, and I remember I called him the first day I was in my dorm. I looked him up in like the dorm directory and called him on the dorm phone, on the rotary phone in our rooms, and it was just like, you want to hang out? And then here we are 23 years later, 25 years later.
Yeah, I mean, we had some, friends in common in high school, so we hung out a little bit.
Yeah, we knew each other. I think we were aware of each other, and like, yeah, we were in the same places from time to time. But
yeah, you came over that first night of college, and you never left.
Yeah.
Our dorm room after that year.
That really didn't. We at one point we stole a couch from the dorm lounge and put it underneath your bunk bed, so I had a place to sleep that wasn't on the floor.
That's right.
Because I spent more nights in your room than I did in going back to mine. I lived on the St. Paul campus, which was the next city over. So
I would like to say Jeremy's the reason that I had to get out of IT, because I stayed up too late and I kept missing my 8 o'clock classes and labs, because we would stay up till like 2, 3 in the morning watching MTV when they actually played videos, 25 years ago.
That's
but
right.
Really,
that's
probably more on me.
Blame me. It's totally fine.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Like I just think of like how much of the kind of directly connected to that anyway. The music that I still listen to, so much of it is from like that time period in our lives. Like the Lithium station on Sirius is so much of it's from, that 95 to 98 time period, which is, when MTV was still huge and played a lot of videos. And I don't know, I think it's funny how much of the music that I still listen to is influenced by those few years of college that we had.
I listened to Yesterday and Receiving. I listened to Everclear, So Much for the Afterglow. I mean,
yeah,
it's a great album.
It is. Yeah, it's awesome how much. Maybe it's sad too, depending on your perspective, but how much those couple years can really influence you. And maybe it's not as much so for people that didn't go to school didn't live on campus or whatever. But for those of us that did, or at least for my personal experience, that was a big part of it, because you're going to parties listening to this music. You're listening to your Discman or your tape player back then, because tapes were still a thing and CDs were even more so a thing. So yeah, like everything you had with downtime, you're studying whatever, you're listening to music. And you didn't have streaming services, so you listened to the music you owned.
Dad, we used to burn CDs. I remember you made that one compilation. It was fast music for slow people.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and even burning music wasn't even a thing like on CDs really until it wasn't like a common thing until right around late 90s. So like that, even like first year or two of college, I didn't know anybody that had a burner where you could do that. And I don't even know, maybe MP3 files were a thing, but they became much bigger around like 99, 2000 with Napster and whatnot. So that changed things quite a bit. But yeah, fast music for slow people was a fun one. And I do remember that one very well, because I had a picture of myself with a scuba mask on upside down. Like I put the thing on upside down, and so of course it smashed my face up, made me look even more stupid. But yeah, I don't know why. I think it's hilarious that you still remember that.
Yeah, I still have from even before the burning of CDs. I still have a couple of the cassettes I made in high school that were I think they were called the Edgar Files. They were about the Edgar brothers, and they were just a bunch of. And they're all like edited. Like the first 3 seconds of the song isn't on there. It's all just terribly edited because it's a cassette tape.
Yeah, especially if you recorded them off the radio.
Yeah,
but yeah, I wonder too how much the concept or the accessibility of CD writers got rid of tapes, because like that's why they stuck around, because you could make custom things really easily. All of a sudden, once you got the ability to create MP3s and whatnot, that's truly what killed tape from my perspective. I mean, it was dying anyway, but then it lost all purpose.
But I still have my stereo in the garage that I bought when I was in high school. That's got the dual cassette tape thing, so you could copy one cassette onto another.
You could record from one to the other. That old, I still remember the cabinet, the one that You still have, like, the cabinet and everything?
I don't know what happened to the cabinet. The cabinet disappeared at some point. Someone took it. But I still have the stereo that used to live in that cabinet. I wish I still had that cabinet. I love that cabinet, but I still have the speakers. They're in the garage too. Those speakers have moved 1,000 times.
25 years old plus.
Yeah, I got them when I got that when I was 16. So that'd be 27 years now. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do the math. Which reminds me too, coming up. I mean, so I don't know if you've done the math yet, Bruiser, but
Well, it's our
June
25th
9th.
Our
Yeah.
25th reunion. It got canceled.
It did, but yeah, June 9th was is the 25th anniversary of our actual, like, when we actually walked. And I only remember that because that's when the Eggers' birthday was, or is, I should say.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wait, one or both of them?
depends. Depends who you talk to. They're hatched together. Are Eggers really created, or are they birthed? I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think that it's been 25 years since that happened, and 23 years for old man, right? Oh, you're on mute or something. What did you call me?
I can't hear him. Is he?
I can't hear him either. You're muted, old man, aren't you? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to look at muting in here.
I'll text him and just tell him, you're muted.
I think he's talking about your mom.
Probably.
Which isn't appropriate. She's a lovely lady.
Just for you, I talked to Bill Bitzenhofer like a month ago. He's the accountant for the Apple Valley
Natural
Co-op. Yeah, Valley Natural. And I had a question for our accountant, Wendy, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call my associate. Like he knows." But she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call my associate. Like he always helps me out with stuff." And so she I didn't realize she was calling. And then she called and she's like, "Hey, Bill," and like then we were talking for a while. And I was like, "Wait, is this Bill Bitzenhofer?" Because I know his voice, you know. And
yeah, I'm sure he sounds the same after all those years.
He does actually sound exactly the same. And but yeah, Wendy, our accountant, talks to him all the time. Like they figure stuff out together.
Oh, he's been there since.
He's been there since we were in high school. Yeah, when it was still over in the strip mall behind the post office.
Yep. Yeah, that's nuts that he didn't really get out too far from there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's he probably makes decent bucks there for that job. I know Wendy makes good money, and we're a much smaller co-op than they are.
Does it ever make you wonder how you're the person that seemed to get out actually geographically the furthest for most of our college friends, or a lot of our college friends?
Right.
Yeah, because most of the people are still in the metro area. I mean, I guess we got a few Sarahs up in Alaska and Haskies in Texas, but for like our smaller core,
for the core group,
core guy group,
I'm on the fringe.
Yeah, because you're a whopping half hour from, or 45 minutes from where we went to school.
I love it too. I have no desire to go to Minneapolis anymore. I went up there back in October for Comic Convention. The first big Minneapolis, like they're starting this new thing, which who knows if it'll happen this year now, this next year. But I went up to meet Andy Larson, and I was complaining about construction on 35W, and then I was complaining about downtown traffic. And Andy Larson's like, "Wow, you're a Northfield Met guy now." Like,
you're an outstater. I think it's still pretty neat though that we're there's a decent sized group of us that still are connected, even if it's intermittently through text or video chats these days. But
no, it's good that we're still in touch. I've been talking, I mean, with the pandemic and with everything, I've been hearing from people that I haven't heard from forever. Like I talked to Christy the other day. I talked to Tim Shorts the other day too. And everyone, it's nice that everyone's trying to stay connected and catch up. It takes the end of the world for us to say hello.
Pretty much, right? Yeah, and then with all the everything going on with the protesting and the riots.
Yeah, it's weird to watch that stuff. Because a lot of those neighborhoods are places where I was. I haven't seen very much about Cedar Riverside, but like Zips Liquor got looted, which wasn't very far from my condo. And the Hexagon bar got burned.
That's the end of part 1 of the podcast. Part 2 will be coming soon. Thank you for listening.
There goes Johnny, sweeping the leg. There goes Jake, cupping the hands. There are things that I'll never understand. They're just looking for a buyer. Easy meat, cheap price supplier. Situation looking dire. Shot back at the devil, I was heavy on the fire. It's okay, reloaded. They can't Babylon, but goddamn, they quote it. Goddamn, it's frozen, my heart is Minnesota. This boulder, if you didn't notice, something inside of me is slowly exploding. I feel like Kobe on the sideline. Sideway the missile, I am cyanide. Inert for the last time, landmine. I am out of my goddamn skull. Pedal to the floorboard, I am on pulse. I don't play fault, I just dust off, walk over them coals. Iron out later. I ain't waiting on an elevator. Each mark is a caption. Each line on my face showed exactly what happened. You know what you need when it slips by, but I'm not looking back for the rest of mine. Get up like I never fucking got it before, and I get it like I never fucking got it before. You'll see how dark once they hit the light, and know what I made from the marks on my head. Get up like I never fucking got it before, and I get it like I never fucking got it before.
Simon says Miranda's right, but William tells it different. Says Gideon brought a rifle, was looking for a fight. The housewives of Gomorrah all boarded up from here to the border. Sword had fallen on, their swords are standing still. Heartbreak Hill. I'ma make a fortune in these small bills to show that I can keep the back of my will like the back of my hands. I know hard work, my back, my hands, yeah, both still hurt like a catamaran. Two skins, one for the water, one for the wind. Like a battering ram, I get it in, let me at it again. With the juniper blues, we get a river of gin.
You don't move on me right now. Shut them up, they make it hard to keep the food down. 99 lives, living by the Konami code. And for the more origami mode, let the drama slow. Never, ever, ever. I'm an adventurer, I keep them on their toes. Drippy nose, fucks flake. I did pass no breaks, skipping y'all, flipping y'all hotcakes, eating. I'm a man, the damn Weber. Stand aside, handle mine, add the cheddar. Kiss the chef, knock gut skin and eat the chef before he eats the rest. I'm here to keep the nest safe and sound the alarm. Ride the earthquakes and hang 10 hard. Y'all keep tame, I'm a non-stopper. Y'all flip the frame, we pull the copper. You know what you need when it slips by, but I'm not looking back for the rest of mine. Get up like I never fucking got it before, and I get it like I never fucking got it before. You'll see how dark once they hit the light. Know what I made from the marks on my head. Get up like I never fucking got it before, and I get it like I never fucking got it before. Python wings, viper claws. I've been breaking all types of laws. Diamond teeth, steel cut jaws. Got raised by fighting dogs. Been around the block so many times. Can't find my house. Wanna fit the earth in the palm of my hand, but it keeps on busting out. Father figure, figure eight. Mother lantern, motherboard. Satellite bill, fly the flag of the HD 60 color bars. Plasticine, whole world looking outward. Second like no cheat for the first. Warp whistle level up out the gutter. All hunger, no thirst, 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 no thirst. All hunger, no thirst. Once they hit the light,